Bespoke Synth, everybody. This came out of nowhere. My my friend Chris Floyd just randomly was like, check this out. And I was like, wait, what? I've not heard anything about this. And it kind of came out of nowhere, just like VCV Rack did years ago. And so here we are, fresh 0 day. I'm going to show you like how simple it is, because when we think of something virtual modular, we think of something really, really deep. And these are the things I know so far about it that are really intuitive and amazing. If I press a key on my keyboard, like if I want to make a drum synth, boom, done. Drum sequencer, drum player, let's say. And then I can just click this, and then click this, and then click this to the master gain, which goes to the output, and then click randomize here. And we're already going. It's that easy. If I want to look at like the little samples, I can just click at it here, open this up. I could just use my mouse to zoom in or zoom out. Alternatively, if I want to disconnect this, I can just press backspace. And if I want to reconnect this in an even easier way, I can just drag and drop it right over here while holding Shift, I believe. Am I right on that? I might be wrong on that, actually. I know that there's a way to just stack these and automatically connect them. Will that do it? No. So again, I'm still figuring this out. But yeah, a lot of dragging and dropping, or you can just click them if you're using a trackpad or something like that. Also, if I click, one of the first things I ask the developer is, how do I connect multiple things? Like if I wanted to connect 2 things, and it would be holding down Shift, and then I could have an extra one of these without actually having to have a mult or something like that. Oh, you're right. You're so right. I am so stupid. Sorry. Okay. I'm dumb. I never look at my own monitor. I need like a person forever on these streams. Okay, anyway. So yeah, backspace to disconnect that, going over what we just did. If I want to connect this, I could just click here, oops, click here, click right into there. And there's little colors that represent things. So blue represents audio. As you can see, like these little blue connectors. This one has, I think it's a note, or I believe that color is for note, or it could be for pulse or note. One or the other, I believe. And then some things have different names. So for example, like some things I just wanted to address really fast is like if I were to press Q and open a quantizer, it's more of like a MIDI quantizer. It's not like a note quantizer. However, I believe that there is scale detect. There are some different types of things that actually could quantize notes, but you don't really have to do it as much as you would in something like VCV Rack, because this isn't a direct what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like a direct simulation of a Euro rack. It is kind of its own thing, and it's kind of funny because at first that was a pain point for me, but now I'm actually kind of happy about it. Like I think it's actually pretty clever. So I can, for example, create an instrument that is a MIDI controller. I could just select my MIDI in here, and then my synth could be an oscillator. So when we think of an oscillator, we think it would just be like a sine wave, but it's actually a whole little package here of like you could choose from sine, square, saw. We have our pulse width. Then here we have like a little volume envelope, and then here we have a filter on the end. And so it's a whole package right off the bat. I could move that filter down. And then of course we have like an oscilloscope here, which is handy. And then the filter, I was wondering if this was a real thing. I noticed that if I right click these, it gives me a random filter, which I think is happening. Also, this is a polyphonic synth. No, I do not have beta access to VCV2, and that is not. I'm not upset about that. I mean, I probably could ask the developer for it, but I'm also just super busy. So, and to be honest, I was just excited to not do auto-tune today, just because I've literally. I mean, I just made a 45-minute long video on it, and that took clearly longer than 45 minutes to make. It was a week of auto-tune, and I'm kind of done. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't have to connect stuff to the top right. You can drop it anywhere on the title bar. Oh, right, yeah. I realized that. I was just sort of looking at that thing and doing it. So if we wanted to put like an LFO on this filter, here's a cool thing. Oh yeah, nice. Sorry. To do that, I just press Shift, I believe. Or do I? No, you right-click. Okay, sorry. You right-click, and then I'm just going to press Pin so it stays out. And now we should have an LFO. Oh, hey, Beardy Man, how are you? I think I played with you at Bangface in London in 2008. Am I right? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I think we played a show together in London in 2008, I believe. And I think that was the last European show I ever played. So, for what it's worth. Oh, by the way, Ryan here is the developer of this amazing open source piece of software. So I could speed this up. I could also hook up another, if I want to like get all maths on it, I could just connect another LFO to this LFO. Let's go reverse saw. What was I playing? What do you mean? At Bangface? It was, now I'm so curious that I like have to look really fast. Let's see really fast. It would be, there's apparently, it was this one. Nope, not The Weekender. I didn't make it to that one. At Electroworks London. Oh, it was 2007. And I were two of the headliners. I was the Flashball Band Acid Wolf. Yeah. And I played with CFAX and Grant. Anyway. So, to answer your question. Oh, I guess you weren't playing. Maybe... Weird. I don't know who else was playing, but it was a great time. Luke Vibert was playing too. I'm surprised to see him out there, but okay, so we probably of course anything anything that anything I'm making, you would probably say, hey, where's the reverb? And we can run it through something like, I just opened up Valhalla Vintage Verb. This also has free verb in it, which we could check out. Oh, I've learned this. If I hold down Shift, I believe this will automatically insert itself into the signal chain. Am I crazy? Maybe I am. Maybe it's the other Shift. Okay, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We could just do this. And we could also set up a send to do this, but for now, we'll just... Oh, Wave Sequencer, you're here. Wave Sequencer is the creator of Hyperion. So we have, or Hyperion, I'm not sure what we should be calling it. Yeah, maybe we'll get a... You know who else I discovered just today is a member of my Patreon community is one of the people from UI from Metasynth. So maybe everybody could just be in the same. Dreamer, that the bang face of the 25th of April, my flight got canceled. So I was not at that one. That was I would have been playing with Square Pusher, I believe, on that one. And Beardy Man, yes. I don't know if I made Breakcore. That's a good question. But me and Venetian Snares were kind of like the early IDM American people. Or not American, but North American, rather. I could open up Hyperion. I would not do that, though. Not today, at least. Not until I got used to this in some way. So I'm going to open up a sequencer, by the way. How about a note sequencer? Let's just see what that does. I'm going to remove these LFOs. And I think I saw a Car Plus Strong thing. I like Car Plus Strong. I'll open another one of these. like how we're getting very Steve Reich-y already. So drum synth is a drum synth. Kind of obvious there. Rather than trying to, I'm gonna just go back to that drum player. It's easier for now. Effects chain, which is an effects chain. So if I wanted some, let's see, I don't know what Butterworth is. What is that? Oh, a filter using the Butterworth film. Okay. My CPU's at 8, so I wonder how well this would... This is a Threadripper though, so I'm not sure. I can't really give you... I don't know if Jetson would work that well, but... Oh, nice. I see what this does. We can just make a big bank of random notes here. Yeah, this is really crazy. Oops. Sorry, reading all the comments here. Oh, there it is. There we go. I guess I'll just start with the MIDI controller for this FM synth. See what that's all about. Okay, so the first order harmonic. Let's get back to that. Oh, okay. Okay, so that stops the whole thing. I think I'm going to go for something a little warmer. Go back to that just oscillator. I getting the hang of this yet? Maybe. Yep. The reverb that you hear is Vahawa. Actually, if we wanted to get really crazy, we could also fucking Melda. Taking over all the M's. M everything is Melda. Did that load? Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. I got 2 of them. Just thought that would be a good time to save. I have autosave on as well, so don't worry, anybody. Yeah, let's fix that. I wonder why this is only running at mono. I know, I guess I could just do this. Maybe it's something with Melda's plugin, because it worked fine with Vahawa. Huh. We'll get to the bottom of this. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's get back to the... thought that might work. Tried to be tricky. I have to go minor. What's going on with this, Melda? Okay, and I guess last but not least, we should probably get a bass involved. Yo, Adam Neely, come on, get in here, man. He's out in my yard. He just has a campfire out there. I want to play around with signal generator, but I also want to wait for a different patch. I feel like right now is a good starting out patch, and yeah. We can just do another oscillator. This one will be my bass player. Ooh, note looper looks interesting. There's a lot of really interesting things here. A looping note roll. Oh, wow. So it's like a tracker. I'm not even gonna go there just yet, but I feel like adding the tracker interface to where I am right now would kill me. But that is pretty incredible. All right, so we can sequence this down to like 4. And then just a sine wave. Oh wait, that's way too slow. Oh, is this in a different scale? Oh, I see. Yeah, let's just go with that. There we go. It's so hard to tell what note I'm using with headphones right now. Oh, actually, you know, I could use my monitors. Wait a minute, with this microphone, I don't need headphones. I just realized that. Yeah. What am I? Oh, but I do need the microphone. Never mind. I'm not smart. Okay, so let's slow this down. And maybe let's just give it a triangle, something a little bit more audible. Am I crazy, or does that sound a little out of tune? Maybe it's the pulse width, yeah. Yeah, it is the Antlion mod thing. I was hoping that would get... Oh yeah, detune. I'm so used to like seeing notes that I'm like, where am I? So, I have no idea what fubble is. It's an effect, apparently. Or a modulation source, apparently. Oh, I see. Oh, cool. Oh, that's so nice. Wow. So I'm trying to figure out a use case for this. There we go, and then it goes out to something. Okay. I'm just gonna, it's gonna be really loud and obnoxious, and I apologize to everybody, but I'm just gonna like load up a signal gen and have that go into the output really fast. And that way we could hear exactly what this crazy module does. Oh wait, can signal gen not go directly out? Yeah, okay. Oops. Put it into Panner, we'll go there. No. Maybe if I put it into splitter directly. I feel like in a minute I'm gonna see the answer to this in the chat. Equestrian Sport. This is on Mac and Windows and Linux, which is really exciting because the idea of running this on like a proto board is pretty fun. Oh, is it because the volume wasn't up? Is it just... Yep. Okay, great. All right, yeah, I just wanted to see what this did anyway. Wow. That's so crazy. Wow. We're gonna have fun with that in a minute. Okay, we're gonna play with that. I promise. Very cool. That was odd. I wonder if... For anybody who's like lost on what I'm trying to accomplish here, I'm trying to make like a Day of the Dead type of vibe. I'm gonna need a nice gate verb. This will have to do. Not that happy with it, but... Oh, we have different kicks. Oh, cool. I mean, this is pretty insanely powerful, man. Like, it's, what do I do when a module moves off screen? I could just zoom out. I could also go around like this. Alright. I'll definitely share that on my Patreon, that patch, for anybody who, not that you couldn't make it yourself, but, you know, if you want a shortcut to just a Day of the Dead thing. Oh, yeah, I've, yeah, well, that's handy, thank you. Bam, look at that. Ooh, that's a nice little image I drew with audio. Okay, so I want to try some of this other stuff, some of the more dorky things. So signal gen. I do have a question regarding the signal gen. If I wanted to, is there just like a filter? Like all it is a filter? I think it's called something else, isn't it? Fubble will be fun here. Yeah, I know Sea of Grain. I opened that briefly before I started the stream. Well, we'll keep it open just so we don't ever forget. I even did a little like script, but it didn't work out very well. Yeah, what is the filter called? I know it's somewhere. It's not in audio effects. Biquad, that's right, thank you. Oh, right, it's in the effect chain. Okay, now I got it. Now I remember. Thank you. Should I just always load reverb? Always. I mean, that's how you do it, right? Okay. And I don't remember if SIGGEN... Yeah, okay. It should just always... Yeah, does SIGGEN need a gate? Does it? It shouldn't. I swear I've just had this give me a SIG, but regardless, I could just load a MIDI controller anyway. Oops, not both of those. No. What am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. I had it paused. I think the reason I did that is I'm used to... I just have this, like, reactor PTSD of that being, like, the main sequence control. But anyway. Okay, so this is SIGGEN. My next question for Ryan is that is there something that is quantized the way that, like, something that'll snap it to scale? I forgot what that was called as well. I think I get, like, the overall everything here. Like, I think I got it, but it's just that the names are a little... I feel like I struggle with the names a little bit. That's interesting. The fact that you've never used Eurorack and went into this is, like, a good thing in my opinion. I feel like this might be able to, like you may end up, you'll probably, without me saying this, you'll probably end up with people saying stuff about the names, like, hey, maybe this should be named this, it'd be easier. You might see some of that in your GitHub comments. But by quantize, I mean, like, snap to note, snap to scale, maybe. It's probably somewhere in here. I cannot imagine you did not make one. I'm sure there's one in here that has... note range filter? No. Yeah, it's, like, a good thing by design, but I do think that, like, there could be a little bit of a eventual, like, some note changes and stuff like that, or some changes a little bit. Oh, okay, here we go. This might be it? No. Okay, this is different than... This is interesting. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I was thinking, like, if I could, for example... No, it's okay. So I was thinking, for example, if I were to, like, draw a very long thing here, right? And then I were to put it into the pitch of the signal gen, I realized I could quantize the timing. But what if I wanted that to fall in line with a certain pitch? or fall in line with a certain scale. Like what if I wanted to lock it to this scale here, right? Like these random little notes here. Another good amp. I wonder if there's anything like a sample and hold as well. Yeah, but like I said, I'm honestly, I think it's awesome that you've not had any experience with modular whatsoever. Like, I think that's actually pretty amazing that you've done this without any modular experience. So if I wanted to, for example, another thing that I'm wondering is if maybe I could just find it myself without asking, because I do know that there's a delay here. It wouldn't be this, would it? No. I'm wondering, could I go from like modulation out and translate that into like note that this could take in? Maybe that might actually be note to frequency, maybe? That's the other way around. It's not audio to CV. Yeah, because there's so much creative stuff going on here that like you would not expect in a Euro-Rack setup. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. Yeah, and then pulsar, or pulsar. I keep calling it pulsar because I'm so into astrophysics. Yeah. Oh, right, an envelope. Duh. Yeah, so I'm going like going the Euro-Rack route here. There we go. It's kind of funny to have two of those in the same thing. I'm going to try and create like a kind of manual rhythm maker, if that makes any sense. Nice. Okay, so we could weight these different... All right, this is good. This is good, man. Yeah, like things like this. Like this is brilliant. I love this stuff. What is a pulse sequence? Okay, I see. So that just keeps it the same all the time. Oh, wow. All right. So this one can go into the note sequencer. This one can go into the envelope. Yeah, the quantizer in here is, it makes sense like as a quantizer on like a workstation or something. This is going to get interesting. Or loud, one or the other. There we go. Yeah, this is bonkers, man. This is like giving me Future Sound of London vibes. That is crazy. That is a sea of grain. So what if I just left it as one note? Whoa. Why is this sleeping? What does that even mean? Why am I on my demo of... Oh my god, did Melda pull my subscription? Fine. Oh, I see. But I'm still on the demo. Melda. What are you guys doing? Maybe it's been long enough since I did my Melda feature and they just pulled my license. Alright, if you don't want me using your... It's funny thing is I own this on another computer, but if they don't want me using it, then I won't use their products on my streams or videos, because I use them all the time. I'm going to remove this for now, just because I don't want to confuse myself too much. I need another panner, I believe. Sorry, to clarify the Melda thing, I bought a couple of their plugins over the years, but last year I did a big deep dive on their entire bundle, like their subscription bundle or whatever. And I was like, hey, give me a license to this other stuff if you want me to do it, otherwise I'm just going to do Turbo Reverb and whatever else I had. I forgot which other one I bought, but Power Synth or something. And they were like, okay. And then I guess they just pulled it because I finished the video or they didn't renew it. Which is like, whatever, you know, it's up to them. But I featured them and like literally there's like not a video or a stream I do where there's not like a Melda product in there somewhere, so I'm just surprised. Yeah, and like a lot of people have told me that they've been like, oh yeah, I've bought Melda stuff as a result of these videos. I'm not gonna... Oh, nice, we have... I didn't even realize we had pitch correct. they know what I'm playing. Yeah, what is the unstable pitch module? Let's find out. Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe it should only be on the actual frequent. No, that's a filter. Maybe unstable pitch is not the best thing for Car Plus. Okay, I got it. Cool. Makes sense. Nope. Nope. Don't do that. Go in here. Honestly, a lot of me like doing this slowly or it looking cumbersome is not a result of the software. It's unfortunately a result of me having carpal tunnel. I'm trying to figure out why I can't ring this out further. I know I've done it before too. I know that I've rang this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I swear I've had release on this before. Oh well. I have watched... Oh, I don't know if you're telling me to watch his intro, but I have. I don't really have a sample, unfortunately, on this computer. I should have thought of that, but because those look really interesting too. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try that. See how. Here we go. We are creating cool pads. Oh, wow. That's amazing that you could just grab stuff off YouTube. That's amazing. Why can't I type? Boom. Reset layout. Let's do one more quick one. Kind of interested to see what quarter does. Guess I'm just gonna get. Um. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, this makes sense. Nope, not that one. I'd rather this be the... Yeah, we're going straight footwork here. Maybe a 160 would be better. You know what? Some cheap reverb on there might be nice. Or even a little bit of distortion. There we go. Ew. All right, now let's make a bass. A nice deep 808-y type of bass thing. Of course, with a sine. Oh, how would I copy and paste a module? I know maybe Control C, Control V? No. Shift, move, Control, move, Alt. Oh, look at that. Got it. Got it. Yeah, that's a good sign, man. If I can do that, then that means that this is really intuitive. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah, if I could figure something like that out before the answer comes in, that's really, really good. That's really good sign that you've made some really intuitive stuff. Oh, another question. I wonder if there's a way that I could... Nope, that's more monophonic. I know what that does. Feedback module. This might actually be kind of an old I see what you're doing. Or you're telling me to do. Okay. confused if you want it to run it back into itself. Sorry, at first I thought I knew what you're doing. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you want it to run back into here. Yeah, it seems like that's feedbacking. I'm probably doing it wrong, but whatever. Oh, okay, after the effect chain. Wait. Oh, cool. Did I find a bug? I'm just going to reload that feedback module. I think I broke your software. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, Freeverb's. Freeverb's known for being a little testy sometimes, isn't it? So the feedback out is going back into the effects chain. It's really the filter that's unhappy right now. There we go. Let's go crazy. Just putting this back the way it was because I'll give it to my Patreon members. There we go. All right. So what do we think? Rating it from 1 to 10. No, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. It's amazing. It's an amazing project, honestly, what we're doing here. For this as an open source thing is really, really important. And yeah, that's really awesome. And I think it's going to go places. Yeah, I really like how efficient it is. I like how a lot of small things I was able to figure out just by pressing random buttons, and it just sort of happened. That's difficult. Like, that's difficult to achieve. Like, that's the type of thing that big companies I work with, like Arturia, they put tons of money and research into that exact thing. To like, can somebody just load this up and do it? Because once somebody has to like watch a 5-minute video, like you lose 50% of your customers, I guess. Not customer, but yeah, you lose that potential. You lose those people who just want that immediate, like, I want to make something cool right now. And as sad as it is, especially considering what my job has become on YouTube to like try and explain those things to people, that's what I see a lot of, is people who just are like, nope, don't. Well, I mean, you know what the best example of that is, like, where I've had the most trouble? I should have one sitting around here, but the Euro Bureau, the Empress Euro Bureau, like, that's like one of the most brilliant things I've ever played with. I absolutely love it. I've had it for 2 years. It still hasn't gotten old. I barely ever make a modular patch that's not using it. Like, it's one of my most used modules. It has like completed so many patches. It has made everything come together. You can learn the interface on it in about 10 minutes. Realistically, if you just wanted to learn how it worked, you'd completely know it in about 10 minutes, and then you could get your own workflow going. But for some reason, it's that like little 10-minute learning curve where so many people are like, nope, I don't want it. I want the one with the touch screen. Or, you know, they end up going with the Hector because it has a touch screen, or they end up just being like, no, I don't want either one. So, yeah. It's really good. Oh yeah, I do want to do a video on Bitwig too. Honestly, I'd have like this nice streaming schedule set up if I didn't have a show, but I have the show, so I'm like not sure. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be out of town this day. I'm not sure if I should. Um, yeah, another. I believe next week I'm. Oh no, next week I have another debut, something that's not been formally announced as a release date yet. So next week it'll be something new and very cool, very interesting. Next week's going to be a really fun stream. What's the week after that? The week after that, I will be en route to Minnesota, but maybe I'll do an earlier stream. Yeah, I've got a lot. I want to do a Metasynth stream still. Um, Eric has a good question. Could I see myself using this as a VST inside a traditional DAW? No, probably not. Realistically, no. I'm sure some people would, but me, no. Yeah, I feel like they're just too different. Like, I would just be annoyed with something in the DAW, or I'd be annoyed with this. And again, like, I have Bitwig. I'm really excited to try out Bitwig, the newer version, because I hadn't updated in like 2 years. So yeah. Dreamer, yeah, something totally affordable. It's software, but it's it's affordable software. It's like under $50. Sorry, I'm yawning. What is in Minnesota? A bunch of fields, a bunch of flooding. Definitely colder weather. A lot of grasshoppers. Agate is in the ground. There's a bunch of really beautiful agate. But the reason I'm going there is because the Infrasound Music Festival's there, and I am booked on the main stage for Friday night. My first live performance since January of 2020. Whew. And we'll see. I've been looking at, I believe that, I actually don't know if it's cross-platform. For those of you who have been watching my streams and hearing me ramble on about COVID, I've been like watching very closely, and sort of what I was thinking about, what I was talking about watching the UK's numbers and India's numbers and stuff with Delta, and seeing it plateau. That's happening now. Thank God that's happening now. Like I can't even, like I thought it was happening a few days ago, but now it's like actually happening, and the deaths are high. Like the deaths are way up. But that's to be expected because the deaths always kind of trail the new infections. But I've been, sorry, my giant head is in the way again. There we go. You know, you could see. So this is going on. Yeah, so that makes me feel a little bit better about playing a show, because I know that not everybody that goes to my show is going to be vaccinated, and I can't really, that the show is not enforcing that, and I feel like I'm past the window in which I could cancel it. I mean, I could cancel it at any point, but people have already bought tickets, and some people that I've heard from have bought tickets just to see me play, and they're actually traveling, and they've already booked non-refundable travel things, and the tickets, it's a festival, so tickets are like $200 and up. So yeah, I'm glad that we're like down 40% cases in the last 2 weeks. So in Minnesota, on the other hand, I mean, just to look at the numbers of like cases in the state, where we're at, like in my state, because my governor is insufferable moron. Yeah, our state is at like 15,000 infections it peaked out at recently. Minnesota is right now peaking at like 2,600, whereas their like top was 6,000. So Minnesota's actually going up, and I don't think they've reached their like plateau yet. But I don't know. What about Wisconsin? There's gonna be a lot of people from Wisconsin there. Yeah, sort of the same situation. I don't know. It would just break my heart to know that like a fan of mine who was unvaccinated went to my show and died. And I know everybody can say like, oh, it's tough, but they should have got vaccinated. But I think it's more complicated than that. I think like the reason people don't get vaccinated, I think a very, very small percentage of those people are like anti-vax Trump people who, I feel like a lot more of them are just people who, aren't sure, or they don't really understand. And I think that like the messaging from the CDC and from the World Health Organization and the government in general has just been so terrible. And like, to make a vaccine that works, to like have a good vaccine rollout, you have to have the vaccine actually work physically, which it does in terms of like preventing you from dying. It works very well at that, better than expected. But the second half of that, and potentially the even more complicated part of that, is getting people to take it. And they've done an absolute shit job at that. And I don't believe that every person who's unvaccinated is a moron. I think that they're just, I think there's a lot of things. There's like people who are genuinely scared of needles. That's a real thing. Like those people don't get any vaccinations unless they can have a nasal version or something like that. Like we've done fuck all to like deal with those people. I think that like when you have an agency that's like, yo, you don't wear masks, it's not going to do anything good, just because they wanted to save it for, they wanted to save PPE for hospitals and stuff like that, and then turn around and say wear masks. And then say, nah, if you're vaccinated, the Delta variant's not going to be the thing. And then all of a sudden release all these reports saying, oh, tons of people are getting infected with breakthrough infections, but actually not saying oh, but they're getting infected with colds and not being transparent about this needing to be an endemic, about like COVID-19 becoming a common cold that everybody gets, for the rest of their life on and off, and it won't be a big deal and it won't cause that many fatalities. Like that's the goal where we're at, but still, the messaging's just screwed up as if it's going to have an end date, whereas if it's going to be like stamped out like smallpox. Anyway, I'm on a tangent right now, but uh, I think that like we've utterly, as a country, we've utterly ignored the fact that it is entirely predictable that people are going to be hesitant about taking vaccines, and now we're seeing a lot of death as a result of that. Because I do not believe in. It's very easy to say everybody who disagrees with me is stupid, or everybody who's not taking vaccines a fucking idiot, or it's very easy to do that. But like the reality is that the health professionals, disease pandemic professionals, like people who have spent their entire life researching pathogens and how they spread. Psychology is 50% of that, like the way that people act. And even with Delta, like people completely ignored the fact that people would start masking up voluntarily again and all that stuff. So anyway, tangent over. Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm reading comments right here where, you know, like Miami Visor, the pandemic is about subjugation and stripping us of civil liberties. No, it's not, though. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Because if that were the case, then we would have lockdowns like Australia, right? Like if that was it, if the point was to strip us of civil liberties, then we'd have our civil liberties taken away. But we're not. Like very few places in the country even have a mask mandate right now, and we're surging with the Delta variant. So it's like it was just a huge. No, the inventor of mRNA did not say that it's a high risk, that only people at high risk should be taking it. That guy is not the inventor of mRNA, by the way. And the problem here, and the reason I'm not even going to have this, debate with you, Miami Visor, is because like we would be having a debate where we live in different realities. Because I've had this debate 1,000 times, and I was in the trials for this vaccine. I was aware of mRNA long before this vaccine. It's a very exciting thing that is going to save a lot of lives and make a lot of lives better for the next generation, right? And I can break it down all the way to like I could actually bring in a doctor. I could bring in a disease expert to explain it to you, and you'll say that person's owned by this corporation, or you'll make up. And it's because I'm not arguing with you about how safe the vaccine is. I'm arguing with you about your identity. You have an identity rooted in this, and I have an identity rooted in science, right? In actual reading research papers, stuff like that. These are identities, and neither one of us is going to strip ourselves of that, which is a good thing, because we don't need to have an identity loss as a result of this stream. I mean, yeah, you can say I'm brainwashed, sure, but again, what are we going to do? There's no way that I can have a conversation with you that will result in you even inching towards my side. Yeah. And now you'll just swear at me. And this is exactly what happens every single time you have this conversation. Like I'm being empathic. I'm being extremely, I'm showing you empathy. Like I'm saying that you have every right to have your opinion, and I have every right to have mine. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not telling you you're an idiot. I'm not telling you you're brainwashed. I'm telling you that we live in different realities, and that's why nothing will come from this argument, but you're calling me names. Like, when was the last time a person who is actually, I mean, I'm not a medical scientist, but I am a researcher. When was the last time a person talked to about a vaccine who was pro-vaccination that treated you this nicely? Ask yourself that question. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to call him stupid. I think that like there's a issue with. Yeah, I've been seeing people post memes recently. Things where it's just like a picture of a needle and it says "Fine, die then," and it's like that's not okay. I'm not okay with that. I don't want Miami Visor to die. Um, I don't want him to die. I don't think he deserves death. I don't want him to get sick. I would much rather him, if he's only going to believe that the vaccine is whatever conspiracy theory he's subscribed to. If he's only going to believe that, then I would rather, like, I hope that he magically does not get infected with COVID, or has already, and it got through it safely. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess. I will never admit that I'm wrong after years of injections, because I've never had measles, I've never had polio, I've never had smallpox. Yes, I'm old enough to have the smallpox vaccine. I did get chickenpox because I'm old enough to where I didn't get a chickenpox vaccine, and that sucked really bad. And now I look forward to possibly having shingles when I'm older. Um, I never get the flu, barely ever, knock on wood, but I get the flu shot every single year. First in line to bring my arm for that, because the flu is terrible. So why would I admit that I'm wrong? I've never had a bad reaction to a vaccine in my entire life, and they've always done exactly what they're supposed to do for me, which is keeping me healthy and uh, away from whatever disease that they're preventing. Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, I don't even think Miami Visor. Why don't you tell me if you want me to continue? If you want me to continue talking to you, why don't you tell me what Bespoke is? What does it do? In one sentence, just tell me what it is that you saw me do on Bespoke. How many patches? How many different songs or patches did I make? Go on. I'm waiting. How many songs did I make, and what is Bespoke? What is this? I mean, it's music software, but why don't you tell me exactly what it is? Yeah. Okay. You eat up corporate narratives like an idiot. Okay, yeah. So you're not actually here for anything other than just trolling me. So I am hiding you. Bye bye. Um. Anyway, I was trying to have a civilized discussion with somebody who was calling me an idiot for getting a vaccine, and I was actually trying to just explain that we're never going to see the same side of things, but uh, he just kept calling me an idiot, and he wasn't actually interested in the music. Somebody had a good question. When do I foresee masks lockdowns ending? Uh, by the way, I'm not capable of I'm not capable of answering these things from a professional medical perspective. Obviously, I just want to give that disclaimer. But uh, I don't sleep much and I read a lot, so maybe I can give you my opinions if you. When do you foresee masks lockdowns ending? Will we ever get to zero cases, no new variants, no new boosters? That's a really good question, and my unexperienced answer would be I think that the masks and the lockdowns are already kind of ending. When I was in LA, it felt way more cognizant of the fact that there is a um, pandemic happening. Um, By the way, Miami Visor, the more I'm seeing that you're trying to message, but you're muted, so nobody can see it. So you're wasting your time. Um, yeah. So, but like here in Georgia, like wearing a mask is optional. Some stores have it, like I think Kroger or Publix or one of these stores like still makes you wear one. Um, a lot of them tell you to wear them, but they don't really enforce it. But I would say that like still most people do. Um, so that part I can't really say. I think it depends on the severity of things. Like I feel like nobody was wearing a mask in June, and now people are wearing a mask again. It's just because the death toll and infection rates are up. And again, I live in a place where like our redneck governor literally has handled this so incredibly poorly. Like we had an actual lockdown for maybe 3 days of this entire thing. Like we've not had it the same way that everybody else, but we also have infection rates. Like I can't even get an elective procedure. Like I've had a procedure canceled multiple times now because all the hospitals are filled up. So, but the better question is like, will we ever get to zero cases? And the answer is no. I don't think we ever will. This is going to become an endemic, and I feel like most experts and scientists are now completely, that's what's going to happen. It's going to become an endemic. I think that like right now from my understanding, they're weighing if people should get shots or if people should get another booster. Um, and I think the reason why why that's like boosters do help, but I think the reason why we're sort of tossing that back and forth, or why scientists are tossing that back and forth right now, is because actually getting infected with Delta, like if you've had your full round of vaccinations, it's a mild illness for most people, and then you actually have immunity to that strain, and that kind of puts us in an even better place for herd immunity, right? Whereas immunocompromised people or old people or people who have, who are of higher risk, they should probably get a booster. But I think that's what's happening right now is we're trying to turn this into an endemic to where everybody has B cells, that long-term memory, like T cells and B cells, and especially long-term memory immune cells that remember COVID very well. And so when we do get infected, it's very mild, just like rhinovirus or something like that. And keep in mind that a couple strains of the common cold are coronaviruses. So this has already happened with like very, very similar things. And so, no, I don't think we'll ever get to zero cases, but I think that you'll just be like, oh, I'm not going to go to the gym today because I have COVID, but I'm going to go to work because it'll just be like a common cold. Anyway, uh, Dennis Williams, thank you. Um, I said, please never stop trying to understand people, even when they act stupid. Um, that that's such an important thing to understand, I think, because again, like the reason, like I said earlier, like the reason we're having a resurgence right now is because we have so many people who won't take the vaccine, and it's as if we just ignored the fact that a lot of people don't like taking vaccines, and a lot of people, that hasn't been the case with every vaccine in the last 30 years. But anyway, I just don't think that they're stupid. I don't think that everybody who doesn't take the vaccine is stupid. I think in a lot of ways they're just reading a different data set than we are, and there's a lot of conflicting information, and I think that when it comes to putting something in your body, you should be asking questions. Unless you're me and you go into the phase 2 trials for an mRNA vaccine. But again, like this wasn't the last thing I'm going to say on this. Near me, I have a hospital where nurses were doing a strike, and they were in the street protesting the hospital because they were required to get a COVID vaccine, right? And the immediate thing you think is like, wow, they're so stupid. But like, really, these are people who have spent the last year and a half or more working tirelessly, watching people die one after one after one, venting patients, seeing their ICU overcrowded. They've probably caught COVID at this point and dealt with the symptoms themselves. Yet they're still protesting the vaccination despite them being on the front lines of the turmoil that the disease has caused, and them having a general understanding of how medicine works. They obviously don't understand how the immune system reacts to mRNA or anything like that, but the fact that they don't, I don't think makes them stupid. I think that becomes a public health initiative problem. Like, I think we as America fucked that up. Like, because you should not have medical professionals protesting a vaccine that is causing, their own PTSD, or a vaccine for a disease that is basically going to give them PTSD for the rest of their life, because like they've witnessed terrible things in the very hospital that they work. So I think that's a good way of looking at it. And no, Pink Spoon, you can't watch this on MSNBC, because on MSNBC they'll just say everybody who's not getting vaccinated is a Republican and they're stupid, and it's like, that doesn't help anybody. Anyway, I'm glad that Ryan has made such an amazing piece of software. Everybody give him a hand. If you want to download this for yourself, Bespoke Synth, you could go to bespokesynth.com and get it for yourself. It is very expensive. It's free. It's open source. You can tip him. I paid $15 because this is worth way more than that. But if you don't have $15, you give him $5. If you don't have $5, you give him nothing. And it'll work the same either way. I really, really love it. So yeah, amazing work. Thank you so much for making it. I'm going to be back next week with something fun, something real fun. Something I'm a little nervous about next week. That'll be fun. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Glad we could talk to an anti-vaxxer towards the end of this. I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll have a video out before next week. I hope so. That'd be nice. But yeah, probably not. Okay.